Hello, hello. Welcome back to Awakening to Your Story TV, the place to learn, get inspired, and be supported with heart centered solutions for your everyday life. I am Alicia Hartzell, and today we're going to talk about hate and what to do when someone hates you or it feels like someone hates you. Now, I'm reading off of notes, and these notes come from the Awakening to Your Story blog. So if you want any more information, you can go over to awakeningtoyourstory.com, or the link to the blog will be directly in the description of this video. Okay, so when we're talking about hate, whether it is a self perceived hate or we actually have been told by someone else that they hate us, those emotions, those interactions can be super tricky. And here's why. So often, when encountered with hate or those negative kind of emotions being projected onto us, we take them on as our own. And then we become linked to them and carry them around with us. Now, sometimes we may find ourselves trying to make it okay for the hate. We may try to project or deflect their negativity by tearing them down or pointing out things that are wrong with them, or finding a way to disperse their negativity that they're projecting onto us back to them, right? That happens a lot. Sometimes we find that their hate cuts us to the core and we don't even think about trying to tear them down or disperse that negative energy. We take it on and we buckle under the pressure of it. And sometimes that can be because what they're saying or thinking feels familiar to us. And that familiarity gets us worried that there is something wrong with us, that we've known this hate before, or we have experienced this kind of thing before, and then we take it on and we worry that it is our problem, right? Now, when faced with hate, it is really, really, really important that you understand that you have the power to determine how you take it in, how you internalize it, and then how you then make it part of your story, right? Now, I've created a checklist for you because sometimes when we're going through these emotional things, it's handy to just go, okay, let me think. Okay, let me check, 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 and then know that you've taken care of that internal business, right? So, first thing is to check to make sure you haven't done something that needs to be addressed or warrants a look into how you are personally showing up at the table of humanity or in your life, right? So, if you find that there's something there to address, then you address it with self love and compassion, and you evolve and move forward, right? We all accidentally do things that bump up against other people, right? And sometimes we're not acting out of our best self. And if that's the case, and that's why someone's coming in with hatred or that negativity towards us, then we look at it, we address it, we check to make sure that we don't have growth there to do ourselves, right? And then we move on to the next checkpoint. And that is to check to make sure that your thoughts are not filtering through what they think of you, right? So often when we get bombarded with that hate or that negativity from someone else, their attitude coming into us, we take on as our own and we adopt it. And we start then thinking of ourselves in that way, right? So if you are in a group of friends and one of them really doesn't like you, or it feels like they don't like you, or they've told you that you're lame and they've said all these negative things about you. If you see that hatred coming in and then you allow it to be a filter for how you feel and think about yourself, then you're going to start thinking and feeling that you are lame. And you want to make sure that that is not what you do, right? So check to make sure that your thoughts about yourself are yours, not coming in through the filter of the person who hates you, right? And the third thing I want you to do is I want you to check to make sure you are not all of a sudden believing that there is something wrong with you. There is nothing fundamentally wrong with you, right? If that person who thinks you're lame or is hating, throwing out those hating things to you, if you allow that to become the focus and you accidentally start to think there's something wrong with you, then you're going to be tied to that. So you got to check to make sure, okay, just there's nothing wrong with me, right? And then you've got to check to make sure that your inner thoughts are not thoughts that are bullying towards you. So if that hatred coming in makes you start to bully yourself, that voice in your head starts chipping away at you or tearing you down, you've got to shift that, right? Okay, so let's go over it one more time. First, do I need to address something? Simple enough. 2, am I starting to think about myself the way that they are seeing me? Right? 3, remember there is nothing wrong with you. And 4, make sure your thoughts are not bullying, but thoughts of self-love and compassion. Okay? And that leads us to this next part where we get to, once you're centered and you have all that checked off, you can really scrub down the situation, this emotional component, this little small paragraph in the story of your life. You can scrub it down with self-love and care and compassion, right? So moments like this in your life where people come in and push that hatred or that negativity onto you, it is a profound opportunity for you to own your worthiness, your significance, and your value as the unique being that you are, right? Now, really pay attention to how you're thinking and how you're feeling. I know it sounds easy, but it is something that most people do not do. And so, if you allow yourself permission to do that, you are going to evolve and move through this experience way more quickly, way more effectively, and way more easily for your own being, right? Now, if you keep your thoughts focused on them, focused on what they think about you, and you let all of that, you don't go through your checklist and you let it all go. The problem with that is that then you're tethered to their hate. It doesn't feel good. It's never going to feel good. No matter the amount of time that goes by, it will never feel good to be tethered to somebody else's baggage about who you are. It won't. It's never going to feel good because it's not true. It is not in alignment with who you really are, right? So if you, instead of focusing on them, focusing on what they think of you or how they feel about you, instead, you turn inward and you focus on your own heart and your own being, then you have the power to evolve and shift and change and start to feel better, right? So these are the perfect moments to really build up what is true, and that's true with a capital T, right? What's really true in your life. And I'm going to go over a couple things that are true with a capital T. Now, whether or not you have been told these things before, whether or not they are actively parts of your thinking and parts of your life, it doesn't matter. I want you to hear them right now amongst this whole situation. If you're watching this video, you've dealt with this before. You came into this world worthy. You came into this world valuable. Period. End of story. You came into this world significant. Your complete uniqueness is significant to all of us at the table of humanity. I get that it might not feel that way. I get that when we are focused outside and focused on all of the other things that are going on in the world, comparing ourselves to other people or looking at what other people think about us for our own validation, that worth, significance, and value can get lost and muddied. But those are the things that are true with a capital T for you. Your humanity experiences, they can try to chip away, but your divinity wove those things into your humanity and they are unwavering. Okay? You also came into this world ready and eager to create one moment at a time. It's not about figuring it all out. It's not about, having it planned and making it happen. It's about creating and feeling one moment at a time. And you came into this world eager for that, ready for that. That is true, right? In that inner place of your being, it is true. You also are the main character of your story, and you are the writer bringing it all into existence. That is power. That is amazing. That is a brilliant place. That is true for you, right? Now, moments like these can have us accidentally allowing the person who hates us or the person who has these negative feelings coming into us, we can accidentally allow them to become a main character in our story. We can also allow them to accidentally start to write our story for us. And that is why it is so important to stop and figure out, who do I want to be? How do I want to feel? And allow this, again, chapter in the vast volume of your life, allow this chapter to really help you fortify, how do I want to feel, and who do I want to be here, right? You have that power. Now, you only have the power to determine how you want to feel and who you want to be. You don't have the power to determine that for them. So focusing outward on them and trying to make them change or trying to make them see you, it doesn't work. Focus here and be here and realize that the better you make your heart feel, the better the experiences out in the world will be for you. Okay? Now, I want you to really remember that you get to use these challenging moments, use this moment of being confronted with hatred as a place for you to evolve and grow and deepen in who you really are, right? You get to choose to do that. Now, please feel free to leave me comments, to tell me the situation that you're going through. I will help you along the way. I will cheerlead you along the way, and I will love you along the way, right? But until next week, I want you to really know that I am holding a place of love for you, where your power to love is way stronger than their ability to hate.